When preparing for hurricane season, have you thought about your pets? For instance, are they microchipped and vaccinated? Why is that important this time of year? Well, how about accessing a food bank service if the need arises? Well, let's go ahead and talk with Sebastian Silva from the SPCA Tampa Bay. All we need to know. How you doing, Sebastian? Good to see you.
Well. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm glad that we're using this Pet Patrol just to talk about reminders maybe for some, and maybe, people move here all the time. So I feel like maybe this is new information. Let's first start though with the vaccinated and microchipped. Why, especially this time of year, are both of those things very important?
Absolutely. So once we're getting into storm season, we really want to remind people to make sure that their pets are up to date on their core vaccines. A lot of storm shelters that are pet friendly do require proof of vaccine status before admitting you. And also, if your pet gets lost during the storm, it's important that they're microchipped. Just means that they have a better chance of making it back home.
And I touched on food banks. We think of food banks, I think our minds, tend to go to ourselves, go to humans, if you will. How are you able to help? How is the SPCA able to help if a situation comes up, whether it's pre-storm or post-storm?
Absolutely. So we have our food bank on campus in Largo. We've had that one for a number of years.
Yeah.
But more recently, we've been trying to think more about what we can do to support the families and the pets in our community. So we've expanded our food banks. We have two other ones now, one in Clearwater and one in Pasadena. Really, the idea is just to add on to existing human food banks. Like you said, that's usually what people are thinking of. So we just kind of add on there. And folks are always really grateful to, it's kind of a nice surprise. You're there, getting food for yourself, and you're like, oh, cool, I can feed my cat and feed my dog.
Be able to help out. Talk about, too, I think when people think of the SPCA, we think of like adoptables. We think of like, rescue, that kind of thing. But I think it's interesting to look at the whole arm of the SPCA that helps people who already have pets. For instance, in storm season.
Exactly. That's really what we wanted to do. Surrendering animals to a shelter when you can't care for them, it's a difficult decision. And we wanted to try and have more tools for people available before they get to that point.
Yeah.
So if they need a rabies vaccine so that their landlord will let them stay in their house, or if they need pet food because things are expensive nowadays.
They are.
We want to do as much as we can to support people before they feel like they have to surrender an animal, and we can keep that pet with the family that already knows and loves them.
And you may not know the answer to this, but are you seeing an increase when it comes to people reaching out these days? Because, things are tough right now, and it's not anything that you need to be, prideful about. If you need help, put your pets first in this way.
Yeah, I think the longer that this department exists and people get a better understanding that SPCA is here to help in more ways than just being a shelter, we've definitely seen an increase. We've vaccinated almost 600 animals through our vaccine clinics over the last year. And this year we've served about 2,000 families through our food banks.
Well, you know what? I'm so glad we're able, again, to use this Pet Patrol segment to educate, inform, help out all viewers. If you do want more information from the SPCA, of course, we've been sharing the website and information right there on your screen. Thanks again, Sebastian, for coming in.
Absolutely.